Alright, I need to start this video or else I'm gonna be late to this movie. Oh, jeez. Johnny Boy walks up to the stage, so nervous. He's shaking. He's shaking. You can hear the shakes. You can hear him. This kid hasn't even warmed up before he goes to sing. He opens his mouth. His larynx shoots up into his jaw. He can feel the tension in his throat. He's not even breathing. He's taking short little breaths, not even going into the deep, dark down of his gut. Jackathin. Oh, that's so ridiculous. Jackathin goes up to the stage. He's ready, confident even, because he just came from a jiu-jitsu session. He just went and trained BJJ, took a shower, and now he's on stage. And he's ready. He's confident. He knows. He trusts himself in the face of danger because he knows how to handle it, because he's done it before, because he's been doing it for years. He got out of the shower. He re-stretched his body out. He warmed up. And then he sings, and every note comes out great. It's all riding on the air that he's breathing. And his larynx is all the way at the bottom of his throat. He doesn't even feel anything in his throat at all. All that he feels is the sound resonating right in his nose. Look at him. The beauty. The beauty of that man. Amazing. Inspiring. I've been singing for 11 years now and training jiu-jitsu for exactly a year as of the date that I am creating and posting this video. When I first started singing, I was just a little third grader. I was not confident at all. I was super stressed out about everything in the world, and I hadn't really discovered anything except for I really enjoyed doing musical theater, and I was pretty good at it too, to be honest. I was all right. And then high school hit, and I didn't really have as many opportunities to be in musicals. I would do one show a year instead of two, and that's just how the cookie crumbled. But what I noticed in not only my social life, but also just in auditions, in whenever I would have to sing in front of people, I would freak out. I would not do very well, and I would do all right, but I would be super, super nervous. And then a year ago, I started training jiu-jitsu. And jiu-jitsu has been one of the greatest things that I have ever decided to start in my entire life. I've been lifting for a year and a half, year and 4 months, and I've been training jiu-jitsu for a year. And those two things have skyrocketed my vocal prowess and my vocal technique and my vocal confidence. And it's simply because your body is ultimately your instrument as a singer. Your body, from your head all the way down to your toes, to your knees and your shoulders, and knees and toes. And if you don't take care of your instrument, you are going to end up breaking it and losing it. For example, like I have my guitars here behind me, my beautiful guitar on my left and my bass on my right. And I clean these things once a year at least, and I restring them once every 6 months at least. And I keep them on a stand, and I keep them generally away from everybody else so that nobody can come in and touch them, nobody can come in and hurt them. And I don't throw them around, I don't smack them around, I don't put bad strings on my guitars, I don't put bad electronics into my guitars, I don't do any of that stuff because I want to take care of it so that it will last me a long time and it will ultimately sound great. And what's great about a guitar, though, is if I break it, if I have the head fall off, for example, I had, funny story, I bought this gorgeous white acoustic guitar from my cousin. Didn't play very well, kind of smelled like smoke, but besides that, it was a gorgeous, gorgeous instrument. And my mom decided to Sorry, Mom, if you watch this video. I'm totally doxing you right now. But my mom decided to just leave it set up against the wall of my house. And I didn't see it. I wasn't there at all to even say, hey, Mom, maybe don't do that. And it was a windy day. And because this thing was, just a very basic acoustic guitar with no electronics in it, it had no weight to it. The wind took it, blew it, and took the head right off of the thing. And I was devastated because that was my guitar. That was my one guitar that I had at the time. I had a couple of basses, but that was the one guitar that I owned at the time, and I was devastated. And what's nice is now I own, 2 acoustic guitars, an electric guitar, because I can just go out and replace it when it breaks. You cannot do that with your vocal cords. I cannot stress this enough. If you are a singer, you get one instrument for your entire life. Let that sink in. One instrument your entire life. And if you're feeding it junk food and you are not taking care of it and you're not moving it and exercising it, you are going to lose it. Just straight up. So that is probably the biggest benefit of training jiu-jitsu and lifting for me as a vocalist is it helps with the longevity of your entire body, which is ultimately your instrument, because everything from how your feet are planted to how your body is breathing in and breathing out and how your abs and your core is working is going to affect how you sing. I've had days where my shoulder was tight, like literally just my trap right here was just tight, and I had to work it out before I could sing well and sing properly. It had stopped the movement of air through my vocal cords properly, and it sucked and it wasn't fun. So that's why ultimately you need to start exercising and taking care of your body. So that rant over begs the question, right? Why did I end up choosing jiu-jitsu, which is a martial art which is known for having knee problems and elbow problems and things like that? Even I had a throat injury 7 months ago in January that caused me to not be able to sing for 2 months, and I'm still training. So the question there is, why did I specifically choose jiu-jitsu now that we know that exercise is important? Why did I specifically choose jiu-jitsu and martial arts training in general for this? The biggest reason for martial arts in general is it increased my confidence 10 to 15 times just in general in life. Same with lifting weights, because when I was in high school, I was a 150-pound, scrawny little 5'8" kid that the wind could blow over. And now I have put on some weight, some here. I'll be honest, I'm not to the body fat percentage that I want to be, but I have also put on weight in my shoulders, in my arms, in my chest, in my legs. And now when I walk down the street, I'm not the biggest guy on the street, obviously, but I am substantially larger than I was at 150. And when I walk around, I get at least a little bit more respect from the people on the street, which is nice because it increases my confidence, because I can walk around going, look, I have worked for a year and a half on my body, and I have the confidence of somebody who has worked for a year and a half on their body, and I am proud of what I have built so far. And jiu-jitsu and martial arts training in specific really help you to understand how to defend yourself when you are weaponless. That sentence can just end there. When you're weaponless. And because of that, I mean, obviously I'm not going to go out of my way to go and fight somebody, but I'm not as concerned about getting harassed or attacked in the street as I was before I started training, because I know what to do. I know how to get myself out of that situation if somebody tries to put their hands on me. Now, if somebody brings a gun or a knife, then, I'm in trouble, and I'm not advocating for you to go out and learn how to train jiu-jitsu and then go pick fights and stuff like that. Like, even if I was getting mugged at gunpoint, I'd probably be like, yeah, dude, here's my wallet, bro. Like, I'm not advocating for you to go and learn how to fight and then become a big old punk about it. That's not what I'm saying at all. I am just saying that you should go and train martial arts for the increased confidence that you get. Like, I probably wouldn't be posting these videos if I wasn't training jiu-jitsu and I wasn't building up my own self-confidence and my own self-image. And that brings us to singing. It's scary to get up there in front of a bunch of people and sing a song. And then when you get scared, you start thinking about, oh no, like, am I going to remember the words or not? Or when do I come in and stuff like that? And you're going to start overthinking and overanalyzing absolutely everything. But when you have trained and you feel more confident about yourself, you've been treating your body well, you've been treating your body with respect and being more healthy, you feel more confident to be able to go in front of these people and do these things and sing in front of them, as well as because your body is healthier, therefore your instrument is healthier, therefore your instrument is better, which means you don't really have to worry about it anymore. Like, nothing will train your breath support and your breath control better than having a 250-pound man laying on top of you, holding you down as you're trying to get out. And you've been doing this for the past hour. And you're tired. And the biggest thing that you need is to make sure that you breathe, you keep your composure, you get these nice big old breaths in, you get a lot of air, a lot of oxygen flowing through your body. You think that running or doing the exercise bike or playing soccer with your friends is good cardio until you're in a situation where you need to have good cardio and you have somebody actively trying to keep you from being able to breathe. That's why ultimately I chose jiu-jitsu over a Muay Thai or an MMA or like a generalized MMA or a boxing, is because it really helps with my breathing and my technique, as well as I get placed into a lot of very uncomfortable positions every single time that I go and roll, and I have to fight the instinct to tap to the pressure and just let myself out, and I need to think about it and breathe and focus. Like, I, for the first time in a while, got large tunnel vision. I started having like a panic attack underneath some guy. Ooh, pause. I started having a panic attack, and the dude, I told him this as a joke, but he took it seriously. He had done this earlier, and he had like squeezed onto me really tightly. And mind you, I'm giving up probably a solid 100 pounds to this guy. He wraps me up, he gets me in mount, and he puts his nose right next to my ear, and he goes, and I'm just stuck. I try every escape in the book. I am just stuck there. And I had to fight back every single instinct to tap out of this. I had to fight my entire body, all of my nervous system. My brain was telling me, get out of here. This is really bad. I'm terrified. Stop. And I had to calm myself, breathe, and just keep on the fight. Because if I'm in a situation where I have to be on stage, I can't just go, yeah, no, I don't want to do this. I'm tapping out. No, I got to go and I got to face it like a man. I got to go and sing my heart out to make money. Because ultimately that's what this is about. I mean, singing is great and it's fun, but I'm mostly talking to people who want to have a career in singing right now. Like, you got to do it even if you don't feel like doing it. You got to do it even, especially when it's uncomfortable and you're terrified. And that's why putting yourself into these situations is going to help you to be more comfortable in those situations. And that's why jiu-jitsu is ultimately the best martial art for it, even though there are a high risk of specifically throat injuries because you get choked. But honestly, just find a gym that will respect that about you. Like, I tell all of my training partners know that I basically sing for a living at this point, And they all know that I have, because of that, if I can't sing, I can't make money, I can't train, is what I tell people. So they understand that when they get their arm around my neck, I just tap out because I'm not going to risk that. It's not worth that to me. They all know that. They all respect that and value that. And they value me as a training partner, partly because I'm willing to put up that boundary. So just find a good BJJ gym that will allow you to do that, to protect yourself like that. Those are all the reasons that I think that lifting weights and jiu-jitsu have helped me in my singing journey and in my singing life, and why I'm probably not going to give up either of those things until a doctor tells me that I have to. But if I do both of those things right and I treat them with respect, I will hopefully never have to stop. I hope you found some value with this. I hope that I could teach you something here. If I could, please hit that subscribe button, smack that like button right now. Comment below what your favorite martial art is, if you'd ever considered training a martial art, if you've ever even thought about if you've even thought about like the correlation between those two things. Also, I'm building a community of musicians, and if you want to check that out, the link to that will be in the description below. That's all that I got for you guys. Let's get to singing. Peace.